What's up guys, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I will show you how I did all riddles and missions on the third page of Helmet Records. Here, the first stage is called Quiet Forest Border. Well, in this place here, there are not many riddles. To be honest, you just have to clear this stage called Quiet Forest Border 4 in 4 actions. It's a stage with just one enemy in each wave, so there are plenty of different ways to do this. For example, Honor and Press with a free triple S weapon and quadruple moon strike inherited. Can be either this version or her Christmas style will be strong enough. If you don't have her, you can also bring Shirei and with his normal cycle, and someone else to do more damage on turn 1 like the latest Enya. She works super well, especially if you have the triple S Rapier already. And Creator will also work well if you want to use his Glitter on turn 1 and then Overdrive with Purge. And, well, if you need help with someone else, damage, Gerard also has 2 attacks with some damage. Okay, but I will be running Impress here. Okay, and in this stage, just use Quadruple Moon Strike, like I said. And if you have the triple S weapon, you do more than enough damage. Let's see how much we get. Around 500,000 damage. 4 hits she recovers enough to use again if you are using Dragon Stance EX. Besides this part, if you go back in the portal, there is a sign here saying defeat 10 ninjas in these records. These 10 ninjas are located in another page, so you have to go back, and it's the page number 4, first stage called Shrine, Approach 1. The stage where you find the ninjas is this stage here. They are permanent, so you can just run 5 times and you kill all of them. You can also run the same strategy with Fire and Press using her Quadruple Moon Strike 2 times in a row. And now back to Quiet Forest Border. Well, here we will have to fight a boss stage to grind the experience. And this time I want to show you something different. I'm always running Creator with his AoE cycle. But you can also run someone like Fire and Press with a triple S weapon and Dual Holy Moon. Just leave Karatsu Styria Blade on 14 and you can grind this stage. So let's see how much damage she does, and these enemies have around 250,000 HP. I brought Shirei in the back row because Shirei also increases damage by a little. Oh, the first time damage was around 150,000. Very close to what the HP that they have. The enemies will rotate, sometimes they will be weaker, sometimes they won't, but it's still working. The second wave, we did more damage. That's right, much more. Moving to the next stage, Strange Forest. Here we have a lot of missions that are related to doing high amounts of damage. They will float between 250,000 up to 400,000. And the stages may have one enemy, multiple enemies. The idea is the same because the weakness is always the same. Shadow. But many times you'll find enemies with 2 slash as well. So take advantage of that. You need 400,000 damage, right? So I'll show you some of the characters that have easiness to do that. Julian. Yes, because Julian has his attack that is triple S power, and if he gets attack and he buffs STR. Then Polka, because he gets stronger by the passing of turns, and this attack Flame Soul Blade does very good damage as well. And Saruin, of course, with Immortality and a triple S weapon is going to do a lot of damage too. And take advantage of the rear guard focus formation because this one gives a 75% increase to STR Dexterity and Intelligence, the highest increase to do damage, and also even more when attacking weak targets. And you can buff your damage as well by bringing people that increases passively. And you can also use someone like Darius to buff via either Advancing Charge or Assault Command, and passively he buffs as well. And we have Muse that will be buffing with Wrong Muse, the other one that buffs. And any other like Novel's Daughter, any other buffer that helps do more damage. Okay, so I'll just use one turn to show you how much damage we can get just by using Noble Prayer, Assault Command, and I'll be using Polka Flame Soul Blade and Saruin's Immortality. Shirei is another one that increases damage passively. Enya is another one, buffing status. So, Julian got attacked, buffed SDR. He even counters, but not here for his own damage. Don't kill all them. Please, Julian, don't kill all them. Okay, Immortality doing almost 900,000. Flame Soul Blade doing 450,000. Now, on Strange Force number 4, you have a mission to defeat the enemies in 5 actions. This is actually pretty easy, doable if you have Saruin, of course. You can run the Godspeed Stance formation with a free SSS weapon, and he's gonna do one shot on turn 1, and then on the second, he's gonna use Evil Grudge that helps out killing with the help of just one character. And this one character can be many. For example, Bertrand, his Tenebrae Glaciers is accounted as just one action. There is also the latest Eagle Maul, or just this one with the Inheritance. There is Death as well with that Netherward Sight that deals a lot of damage, and even this Dark, it can help you with his instant kill attack. Okay, Saruin, let's see what you do here. Let's run auto. Probably around 600,000 on the first hit. We got 5 people combo even. Let me cut this out. Surely kills the enemy. Now the second wave. Gonna use Evil Grudge, that's not as strong, but already deals 200,000. With the remaining characters helping out a little. That's already overkill again. It's dead already. Okay, now we will have a boss stage. Here's Strange Force 5, and there are multiple enemies and they are weak to Shadow. Not all the time though. So if you wanna run Saruin with a SSS weapon in his Destructive Blow Inherited and Immortality on 16, it will work. But most of the enemies will also be weak to Slash, so if you don't have Saruin, you can also run Galahad. You can also run the latest Misty or Kingsay, they will all work too. And just to see the damage we get, and I think those machines are not weak to Slash, but most of the other enemies will be. So, another day, and I'm back here to talk about the Beast Inhabited Shrine. Here you have 2 things that can be done in the same time. You reach stage number 5, and here you have to use fire attacks and 250,000 damage in order to unlock a boss stage. So, there are plenty of cards that can do this. You can, for example, use the Rearguard Focus formation. That one will increase the damage even further if you feel like you need that. And place your damage dealer in the back row. But here we'll just showcase in the Godspeed stance and use Polka because he works, especially if you have a SSS weapon. Well, other cards that have very high power are, for example, this Virgil that has Beat Blast. You can also just run Hardy and he would do enough damage even if the enemy is not weak. And there are people like Espergal because she has Inherited of her Halloween style that I even forgot to get here. But just to showcase that there are plenty of fire damage dealers that are even popular. And the character that you need to bring here to unlock one of the missions is Goddess. Yes, Goddess is someone you need to bring in order to complete a riddle that says something very strange that it's just here on the portal. And they say, "Oh, you who are, show your might here. A mysterious divinity device set up to deal with unexpected crises in a world system. It's Goddess and you need to bring her in any stage." So let's go here on stage number 5. Okay, so you need 250,000 damage and Polka will do this by himself. But a lot of the other characters will do it as well. As you see, more than enough. After you do that, you unlock the boss stage. In here you fight versus one big enemy that is weak to heat. Sometimes to sun, sometimes to blunt, but not always. I suggest you bring Jo in the front line of a Godspeed stance and just use her as she is with Odd Circle. Then on the second turn she's gonna use Frost Shot. And sometimes she'll solo if she gets chases, sometimes she will not. So I recommend bringing Shirei as your banner style, because he will kill the enemies with his power. Even if she fails to kill in the first turn or in the second turn, Shirei will always fix the problem. So placing in a placement like here, the middle. But if you don't have Shirei, you can also run Enya, and Enya will also help the same way. You can also increase Eclat and UniverSe if you want. And Polka will also help, but he's not a soloer for this. And there is also, I'm impressed with her Sun attack, since many of the enemies here will be weak to Sun. Okay, let's see. how much damage, if you got a chase or not. I'm using triple S weapon with Joe. Many people made a triple S weapon with Joe because she's just that good. Yeah, she got one chase. One chase will usually be enough. Yes, it was. The enemies have around 480,000 or something. Not entirely sure. But one chase is enough to kill. But sometimes she will be able to solo. Sometimes she will not. If she got Spectacle Portal, it's enough to solo as well. If it was the other, she would not. Then she would need help. The last stage is mentioned Tokohoma. And here we have one riddle and something related to the extra page. And you start here on the first part, on stage 1, then you go till you find the staircase and you can go down. You find some treasure chests, and back to the second part, we have this stage that you just have to kill the enemies without getting killed. Pretty easy, right? And then you unlock a boss that is related to a quest from another page that you have to do damage to Ishigoya, but here you have to grind since it's the boss stage. The enemies are weak to both slash and shadow damage. It's pretty easy. You can run, for example, Saruin or Galahad or King Sei if you have his premium style, and also the latest version of Misty. All of them will work. And before we do the boss stage, there's something related to these items here in the back row in the hidden page, but we'll be discussing this on a different video. Also, don't forget to click all the other items like barrels in the map. You will sometimes get some free stuff. Now, let's grind the boss. Okay, the best one here is Saruin for speed, but if you don't have Saruin, I guess Misty and King Sei will be almost on the same speed, but Galahad just falling behind because he has to attack 2 times. But this is also the end of the video, finishing off with the farming on the last stage. Thank you so much for watching, hope this can help you, and please click the like button and leave a comment to help the channel grow. And if you want support even further, we have Patreon, Coffee, and PayPal buttons. Thanks so much, hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye.